All right, morning everybody. How's everybody in the YouTube world doing today? But it's actually Friday afternoon. It is 3 minutes after 5. I had to have me a cup of coffee, but tomorrow is opening day of deer season, gun season in Mississippi. I sit here. I got home this afternoon. It's been a pretty busy week at work. It's starting to get that time of year, something that I really never thought about. Lots of people are sending equipment back. I had a lot of equipment on a rent kind of in my territory, and it's getting to be Thanksgiving, it's getting to be Christmas, and getting to be some people that are turning some equipment in. It's starting to get a little bit wet. It's still dry here, but it's raining a little bit. So I kind of been debating, about what to do there, because I'm like, golly, I hate all this equipment's coming back. And I really wasn't prepared for that, but I tell you what, I am so glad tomorrow is opening day of deer season. And Aiden is going to be home for, let's see, he'll be home all week. Ainsley and Julie will be off. We'll work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll be off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But I sit here and I drink this cup of coffee, 50 years old, and I think about tomorrow being opening day of deer season, and I can remember, as I'm sure a lot of you can being a kid, even on up in my teenage years, my young 20s, and I'm gonna tell you what, even at 50, I told Aiden a while ago, he's gone to lift weights. I said, hey, tomorrow's opening day of deer season. I am so looking forward. And I don't know if I'll miss sleep. There has been times where I would actually, I would so look forward to tomorrow being the opening day of deer season. I would be over at my grandparents over in McCool, Mississippi, and this was my dad's parents, and I was basically raised over in Attala County, hunting up and down the Yockanookie River. We were in a club over there for a long time when I was a little bitty fella. Dad and I were, but we were members of a big club over there. It was called Gladys Junction Hunting Club, and it was, I don't know, I think about 3,500 acres, maybe. It may have been a little more of that. Actually, the state of Mississippi owns it now, but it was one man and his wife. He was a big farmer in the area. He had a couple of kids, but man, we had all that in the hunting club, and I just remember being over at McCool, being at my grandparents, spending the night over there. Of course, I was a little fella hunting at that time, and things are a lot different now, because I remember being, heck, I mean, I would say 10, 11, maybe 9, 10, 11 years old, and me and Dad would leave my grandparents in that. Daddy had, I think it was a 1978 CJ, and then a 1981 CJ7 Jeep, and man, we'd get in that old Jeep cold, and we'd leave there and go hunting, and we would Dad would, wherever we would go, he'd walk me in this place. There wasn't really shooting. Definitely wasn't shooting houses at that time, and really wasn't a lot of tree stands. You had some old one-piece Amherst and stuff like that. The first climbing tree stand I ever had was a old Woods and Water, I think. But Dad was an unbelievable woodsman, and just hunted and turkey hunted and deer hunting. He had probably been bow hunting. I look back now, and I think about all the places that he knew and that he took me hunting to. Anyway, he'd take me and sit me down by a tree somewhere, and this big, beautiful hardwood swamp bottom that the Yockanookie River run through, and I remember him telling me, he'd say, Slade, you need to remember this country, all these hardwoods, of course, acorns everywhere. Little old creek we hunted up a lot was called Panther Creek. But man, we'd go up that creek and he'd sit me down, and I had my little Model 7 308, and Dad had his Browning lever action rifle, and he'd leave, and I'm gonna tell you now, you you didn't hunt till 8 or 9 o'clock and come out. Uh, this is bad to say, but I remember times where I didn't see Dad again till dark. Now obviously he wasn't ever far, and if I shot a deer, he would he'd hear me shoot that deer, and he would he would come on. But man, I'm so excited about it being opening day of deer season, and I think about all the memories that were made deer hunting and eating it at my grandparents, and then next week being Thanksgiving week, Dad would take off that just about that whole week. My mom would be off, and we would go to my mom's parents in Ethel, and we would eat Thanksgiving. Then we'd eat it at my dad's parents there in McCool. But that Thanksgiving week we hunted. Thanksgiving Day we hunted. This year Thanksgiving Day I'm gonna get up Thanksgiving morning. I'm gonna go hunting. I'm gonna come eat lunch, and I'm gonna go hunting. So we're gonna show y'all some deer hunting. But I'm so excited about opening day of deer season tomorrow. I look back, I can think about so many different deer hunts, and I'll tell you about my first deer. Uh, I was 8 years old, and I was 7 years old, and I don't remember if it was opening day or not, but we went to High Point, right out there where Craig Callahan lives now, and Ms. Black owns some property there. She's got a big, beautiful white house there. The house is still there. I'm not sure who owns it, but that used to all be big, pretty farm country. And Dad, being a pharmacist at that time, which I mean, Dad was probably 40s at that time. Well, he knew every 60, 70-year-old farmer it was in the area. And I mean, anybody, we hunted all over the country. I mean, we turkey hunted and deer hunted everywhere. Everybody lets you hunt. A lot of you guys can remember. There wasn't any leases. There wasn't a lot of clubs. We were a member of a club, but there just wasn't a lot of clubs. There sure wasn't a lot of leases. Anybody would let you hunt. And me and Dad went in there one afternoon. I won't ever forget it. And I'm going to try to tell some deer stories with him, some hunting stories with him. We'll try to do one a week, but I remember sitting there with Dad. There was a pretty little pin oak flat there, just pin oak trees, red oak trees in there. And we were sitting by a little bitty ditch, again, sitting on the ground and hunting. I remember it like it yesterday. I was sitting between Dad's legs. Wasn't no fancy chairs, shooting houses, shooting sticks, nothing like that. And I remember hearing the deer coming, and it was a couple, 3 or 4 deer, and they come up through that little red oak bottom right there. And I had Dad's Browning lever action rifle. Later on, he bought me a Ruger #1 7mm Mauser, and I'd hate to know the deer that I killed with that gun, and then passed it on to lots of other people. There was probably more kids killed more deer with that rifle than any other gun. And then I got my little Model 7 when I was 12, 308. But anyway, those deer come through that little acorn flat, and man, I shot that deer, and I remember blood trailing that deer just like it was yesterday. She didn't go far. Dad could probably saw where she fell, but me being young, I didn't know how to look, where to look. But that was that started my whole hunting journey, and I still look forward to it, and I try to pass that on to my kids, and I almost get teary eyed and emotional, because I just think about all the great times that I've had in the outdoors, that I've had in the woods, whether it be turkey hunting, deer hunting. A lot of you know me on here from elk hunting and shooting bows, and then the deer hunts. The deer hunts that Aiden and I had. I mean, I can think of opening days. We would be with Todd Eves, and we would, Todd's had so many great places to hunt, and man, we'd go load up with Todd, and that's one reason Aiden enjoyed hunting with Todd so much, because we was gonna about shoot something, and I worked really hard through all those years. I mean, Aiden has killed some great deer. I'll try to do some videos with him too. We may just get some of his deer out here and lay them out here and talk about those deer. But those times in the outdoors with my dad coming up in my teenage years, in high school, you know, Dad passed that old '81 CJ7 on to to, to me, and I just wouldn't take nothing for the times in that uh, Yakanukenee River bottom swamp. You know, the wood ducks, the squirrels, the rabbits, the deer. I had an old P-row. I had done got on up in age, but man, I'd load that P-row up and put it on top of that Jeep, and I'd get in that swamp when that Yakanukenee River got out. And there's been times where I had a deer, wood ducks, and squirrels in that P-row all at one time. But those are just times I'll never forget. And again, the same way with Aiden, he and I we have made some unbelievable memories deer hunting. Hope to do the same thing with Ainsley. She's not super fired up about the deer hunting right now. I'm not gonna push it on her a whole lot. You know, she's getting a little older, and we'll start going some and spending some time together doing that. But I wouldn't take anything for the memories that I had and the tonight and opening day tomorrow. And even at 50, I am excited about tomorrow being opening day. I mean, I've been on the phone today. I've had customers call me, had buddies call me, hey, what's going on? Man, I'm going to shoot my rifle. I actually got mine out and shot here a little bit today, just a couple times, and made sure they were shooting good. But I am looking forward to getting up in the morning, fixing me a fresh pot of coffee, getting in my truck, and just going and watching the woods come alive. There ain't nothing like opening day of deer season. But I challenge each and every one of you, especially you dads. I said this whenever I was elk hunting in my elk video. Y'all need to go back and watch Dad's elk video from this past year, because we were sitting there under them. Man, it was stars everywhere, and it was cool. And Dad had killed his bull, and I said it then, and really got choked up then, and I'll say it now. If you're a dad and you don't take your kids hunting and fishing, you need to take them. Spend some time in the outdoor. If you're a son or a daughter and you don't hunt and fish with your dad, get involved. Tell him, hey, I want to learn. I want to go. There's public land everywhere. That airplane is low. Find somebody like me. If your dad don't hunt, or some reason you don't have a dad that's around that takes you hunting, find somebody like me in your church, in your school, somebody like that'll take you hunting. I promise you, there's so many lessons learned. And I tell people, whenever things go bad, us folks down here in the South, we're gonna be okay, because we know how to take care of ourselves. We hunt and fish, and we be a little bit more self-sufficient than a family living in the middle of New York City or Chicago. But spend time in the outdoors, and take a kid hunting or fishing, and be excited about things. But anyway, tomorrow's opening day. Looking forward to it. After y'all see this video, then you'll see some video of opening day. Like I said, I think Aiden and I are gonna go in the morning, and then me and Ainsley tomorrow afternoon. But I just want to jump on here and do this little video. Dad and I'll do some memory videos, and I will. I'll get some of Aiden's horns and stuff, and me and him will do a video too. But anyway, thank y'all for following the Fanchers. I hope you've all had a good week. By the time you see this, I hope you all had an awesome opening day wherever deer season is opening up. Leaves are falling here, and winter time's coming. So God bless. Jesus saves. See y'all.